Are you meditating to relieve anxiety? I know a lot of us do, and I've done it too. I used to spend a lot of time on YouTube listening to guided meditations as a way of relieving my anxiety. And anxiety was just totally over, like, racking my life at that point. I had so much of it. And I actually came across a picture of me uh, about 5 years ago that I didn't even recognize myself. I had so much anxiety about so many things in my life. I tried so many things to try and help it. I tried, EFT, tapping. I tried the emotion code, which, uses magnets over the meridians, the guided meditation. I went to Reiki shares, a lot of Reiki, Akashic records, chakra work, pendulums, where you measure the energy with a pendulum, so much energy work, and we all do it. We go to retreats and we spend a lot of time, we spend a lot of money on these different modalities. I went through this intensely for 9 years. 9 years of constant seeking, clearing, searching for answers. And yet something was still holding me back. Every time I would go to pay my bills, I would feel this anxiety just welling up inside of me. If my mom came to visit, I would get these emotions, because the family dynamic wasn't the greatest. Or if I had to go to a holiday, family dinner or something like that. Anytime there was a change in my job, I went through a divorce, and I had to move, and I had to move again, and all these things just caused so much turmoil, anxiety in my life. My body was suffering from all of this agitation. And then other things like putting myself out there, like I put my art on Etsy. That was traumatic. I mean, it was just so much that brought up these feelings of anxiety. And then, the last thing that really, like took it to the next level was owning who I am, telling people I'm a psychic intuitive healer. Wow. That one, was like the icing on the cake. Seriously. The anxiety that I felt was just continuous. It was just continuous. And I wanted to find help. And I kept looking, another book, another modality, a video, joining different programs. And I joined a lot of programs over these years. But there was still something there. And because I couldn't seem to get it, it's always got kind of out of reach. I thought that resolving that was going to be really, really hard. Something inside me, I guess you call that the ego, told me it's going to be really hard. If you haven't been able to get to the root of it yet, with all of these different things, daily work and all these other things, then it's going to be really, really hard to get rid of all of it. But what I found out was that there is a method. It's so simple and so gentle. It's just guided meditation is what it is. And we've all been through the guided meditation gamut. It makes us feel better, doesn't it? But this guided meditation has got such focus and intention to it. It's so gentle and so soft. You just lean back, you relax, you close your eyes, you focus. And in that way, you can release the root of what is actually holding you back. The difference between this level of focus and your typical guided meditation is like having someone trained right there with you in the moment to help you get what you want. They're just like kind of like, conducting the meditation for you. It takes about an hour. You lay back, you relax. And the great thing about this is you're the one in charge because you set the intention, you remember everything that happens, and you go through it. And the entire time inside, you're just going, yes, yes, this is what I need. And you'll feel it. You'll feel it inside of you. And when you come out of it, you just feel so refreshed and renewed. And most of all, you feel relieved because something inside you says, yeah, I got it. I finally was able to clear that. I was finally able to let it go. So I'm putting this out there today because I hear so many people talking about clearing and doing the work. I hear people who are confused about the fifth dimension and what it means and how to get there. And the reason I'm bringing the fifth dimension in here is because this is fifth dimension work. And a lot of people who are still in 3D, they're striving for the fifth dimension. They just can't seem to get there because of these things that are holding us back that are deeper than the average clearing work that we do, that most practitioners in this energy field do. The fifth dimension means that you live in a place of peace and love without all the anxiety and stress. It's living in the moment filled with peace. And I can tell you, it is amazing. It is amazing when you get into the fifth dimension. Things that used to tick you off and freak you out, no, they just don't anymore. They just don't. Because the peace is in you. It's not in your circumstances. Action is the great healer. What's going to truly change your life is just taking the next step. Just take the next step. I only work with people who are ready and willing and able. And that means emotionally, physically, and spiritually. So that means that I always require a short get acquainted call, 15 minutes, to see if you're ready, because you have to be in the right space. The first step is to just get on the call. Just get on the call. See if you qualify. I'm volunteering my time because I am so passionate about helping people who are in that same space where you work so hard, you dig deep, you do it, you go with it, and yet you still feel like, something is holding you down. 90% of the people I talk to are a good fit, but there are some people who are not. And then I might have to recommend them to go to another practitioner. And I'm happy to do that because I'm here to help. I'm here to help. You're used to meditation. You've been doing it for a long time. And this is just meditation with a purpose. You choose the outcome, and I'll help you get it permanently. I'll help you get it in 3 sessions or less. You can choose whatever outcome you want. You can get, some people, when they come to me, they just want to make more money and they want to clear off the money blocks. Some people want better sex. And at our age and middle age, it's a problem for some people. You know what? We can clear that too. Some want to ease up their troubling relationships. Me and my mom, we had that thing going, but not anymore. Not anymore. There's calm and peace in my heart, no matter what happens in the greater family dynamic. Some people want more confidence so they can move ahead in their career. I've had more than one person come to me and say, I have a job interview coming up and I'm just so scared and I know that's going to hold me back from getting the job. And we can clear that. We can get to the root of it and simply, gently, easily clear it out. It dissolves. It dissolves. It's not like yanking something out by the roots. It just dissolves and evaporates. Most of the healing work that's in the energy space, the healing space, it's like skimming off foam from a beer. You just skim off the top and then more comes up and you skim off the top. You have to keep going back and skimming and skimming. But what I'm talking about here is dissolving the root so you never have to go back. It's done. It's over and done with. No more skimming, no more working. That's what it's all about. That's where the peace is. That's where the peace is. That's where the anxiety just evaporates. It just evaporates. That's where your children wonder why you're so chilled out. What happened, Mom? You're not getting upset. That's where your significant other waits for you to break out, like freak out. And you're just sitting there calm. I had one client who was nervous about driving on long trips and she forgot something and normally she would freak out and she didn't even think about it. And her husband's looking at her like, what happened? That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. So that, I'm thinking that about covers it. It's so simple. All we have to do is get on the phone and I'll show you how to feel free and easy once and for all. All this requires from you, and it sounds so crazy, so simple, But it's true. It's a choice, right? It's a choice. I get that at the moment, you're feeling stuck and you've tried a lot of things. You're still looking for the answer. All those retreats, the mantras, the hours of meditation, the Reiki shares, listening to guided meditation, reading about the law of attraction, on and on and on. Seeking, seeking, seeking. I can give you the answer once and for all. It would be such a shame for you to miss it. Just take a moment, draw a deep breath, and you'll feel it. That feeling in your middle, in your heart, you know that feeling. There's nothing to wait for. Your family, your exhaustion, the people who need you that you're never going to get to unless you take this step. They're going to thank you for it. I can't wait for you to join me.